You wanted to address something that was said about Mopreme and King Tut on various YouTube platforms, and what was said and whom said it.
Yeah,
Let the people know what you're talking about.
yeah. I was scratching my head about something that I saw on YouTube, on Vlad and on Matt Hoffa about Mopreme and Tut. And it was like with Mopreme, in the case of Mopreme, it was said on Vlad that Vlad was interviewing Muta. And this was recently. This was about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I watched the interview. Shout out to Vlad. He does good work. And he has a great platform. So shout out to Vlad. But I saw an interview that he did with Muta, and I was scratching my head about this question he was asking Muta pertaining to Mopreme trying to shake him down for something. I don't know too much about the backstory. All I know is about what I saw and heard on that interview. And what I saw and heard was that Vlad was probing Muta about why would Mopreme sue him over some pictures or something that Vlad wanted to use. And he referred to the lawsuit as a shakedown. And when he said shakedown, I was like, what? A shakedown? Like, wait a minute. So I said to myself, you're claiming that Mopreme is shaking you down and you are probing Muta to get insight as to why Mopreme is shaking you down and trying to get Muta to sort of like not agree to what Vlad's accusation was or assertion is, but trying to give you more clarity on a shakedown that's not even a shakedown. You know?
As if Muta would have information in regards to why that would happen.
Right, as if Muta would have information as to why Mopreme did it, but further, it seemed to me with Vlad probing Muta, asking him the same question differently 3 or 4 times, which was, do you know, why would he try to shake me down for these pictures? I thought was a little bit irresponsible. He did the same thing. He used the same term with Tut about an interview that he asked Tut to do on his platform, Tut and his wife. And they declined, Tut and his wife declined to do the interview because they couldn't come to terms on how the interview will be conducted. And because of that, Vlad again used those same words, shakedown. He claimed that Tut and his wife was trying to shake him down. So I found that interesting because of several reasons. One is because Vlad has influence. He has a large platform. He has influence. Vlad is someone who I think loves our culture, right? I think he loves our culture. It's obvious that he has an affinity for the hip hop culture. And he's done a lot of good work on his platform, interviewed a lot of great people. But by him claiming shakedown and him being a Jewish Ukrainian person claiming that 2 black men have shook him down, which means, by the way, do you know what shakedown? Shakedown has a different connotation than probably what Vlad was thinking. A shakedown is like where it's extortion. You know what I'm saying? Vlad should ask someone like Sammy Gravano, what a shakedown is. Sammy Gravano, someone that he interviewed, the Bull, can tell you what a shakedown is. A shakedown is not someone disagreeing with you on business terms, right? A shakedown is when someone is actually trying to take something from you and with the threat of violence. You dig? So with him using that term, shakedown, to imply that Mopreme and Tut were trying to take something from him, I just thought was poor taste. You know, and to his credit, to Vlad's credit, maybe he didn't mean it that way. You know, maybe he meant the term shakedown to be more benign or less hostile than what it actually means. You know what I'm saying? And I just thought that it was irresponsible for him to use that term, especially as it relates to two black men, one who just got out of prison. A
bad choice of words.
Bad choice of words. One who just got out of prison after doing 20 some odd years facing a 5-year life sentence, five consecutive life sentences. And then another one, Mopreme, who's someone that I've known almost all his life. I've known Mopreme since he was 7 years old. This is not an attempt to defend either of their honors. I'm not trying to defend Tut's honor or Mopreme's honor. I'm just stating why I thought that it was in poor taste, a poor choice of words that Vlad used to describe what occurred between him and Mo and Tut. You know? And it felt uncomfortable he was making Muta uncomfortable. During their interview, he was making Muta uncomfortable. It appeared that Mu was uncomfortable because Vlad kept probing Mu for the right answer to his question. And Mu would just, diplomatically respond by saying things like Mo is not that kind of guy, and maybe you're reading it the wrong way, and I can sit here and tell you too, Delray, that Mo is not that kind of guy to want to shake down someone or anyone. He's not that guy. He's not going to try to shake you down if you mean take something from you violently or in a violent way, or put fear in you for something that they want from you. No. So I just thought that was something that made me wonder, why would he use those terms to describe something like that? I don't know. Do you have any clue?
Nah, I wouldn't. I think I know what you're talking about, though. It was a lawsuit that Mopreme filed. I think a copyright lawsuit involving a picture or something like that. And, but like I said, once again, that's a legal issue. Some people choose to use the word shakedown if they feel like a lawsuit is filed. They thought that they had an understanding with somebody in regards to that. Like I said, I wouldn't use the word shakedown.
Yeah, because shakedown.
I would use the word frivolous.
Right. I would say
use the word shakedown.
But because shakedown, where I come from, shakedown implies something totally different. A shakedown.
No, the shakedown. That once again, like I said, the connotation that could be applied to shakedown versus saying that a lawsuit was frivolous from that perspective. But like I said, I don't want to put words in nobody's mouth. He spoke those words, and like I said, you are responding in kind as to what you think, and Mopreme being a family member, and Tut being a friend, somebody you have an understanding with. And I think Tut and them expressed what they expressed in regards to how they felt about that. I seen that also and now that I know what you're talking about, how they articulated that aspect on how they felt about it. So yeah, I do understand where you're coming from, but like I said, I don't speak for other men. I think Vlad speaks for himself, and I, appreciate you saying what you're saying in regards to Mopreme being a family member and the issue you're taking with that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like, this was not in any way to disparage Vlad, because it's not, like I said, I like his work. I think he's done a great deal of work, and he brought good content to his platform, man. But I do, and it's all about this. Just from my perspective, man, when a white person says to a black person that you're shaking me down, or I'm being shake, like, it just implies it's a different connotation. It's a different implication. I don't know if I'm reading this wrong, but to me, that's what it is. It's like you're implying, first of all, you're implying entitlement, because no one has to come on your platform if they don't want to. And if they don't come on your platform and you imply that they're shaking you down, that's a sense of entitlement to me. And then second, you're implying victimhood. If you use Mopreme's photo or whatever the case may be, and there's a copyright issue, and Mopreme exerted his right to seek legal action, why would you think that's a shakedown? And it would imply victimhood to me if you actually, I don't know if he did, but if you actually used his photo without his permission, then where's the shakedown? But I do see victimhood in it. You know what I'm saying? Am I making sense?
Well, I could explain it like this: whether they thought they had a relationship, you understand what I'm saying, and thinking you have a relationship with somebody, and I would say assuming comfortability and not having drawn the lines between business and something personal. I think that's probably where the misunderstanding came on Vlad's part. And so once again, when someone, has a relationship, you got to be able to separate the two. And so, like I said, I wouldn't choose to use those words. But like I said, being taken off guard, like I said, I couldn't really give you any kind of, because like I said, it doesn't involve me.
Right.
It doesn't involve anything that I would do from that perspective, and having a relationship with somebody, personal and business or otherwise. I would hope that we would have an understanding from that perspective. I don't know what Mopreme and Vlad's business understanding was versus their personal relationship. So I really couldn't expound on it. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand completely. And now that you mention that, Vlad did say that, he thought the same thing, that him and Mo had a good relationship, and that it wouldn't have been a problem if he used the photo based on that relationship. So you're right, Vlad probably did think, because they had that great relationship, as he said, or good relationship, that he was able to do it. I just, like I said, and I don't have a dog in this fight either. Like, it's none of my business, but I'm just speaking on it because I thought it was just an irresponsible way to use words to depict something that could be misconstrued to be something criminal. In the case of Mopreme and Tut, two black men on a national platform. Vlad got a international or national platform that people listen to and they tune into. And, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong. But I did a lot of reflection on it, man, because it plays into this conversation, this American conversation about racism. To me, may not be to you or anybody else, but that's how I saw it. And like I said, I can be wrong. Most of the times I am wrong. But it still doesn't make how I see it invalid.
Yeah, everybody, like I said, everybody, feelings are valid. You know what I mean? If you feel a certain way, but I always like to say this: your feelings are valid, but your feelings don't make you right.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I always like to say that, a person can feel the way they want to feel, but that doesn't make them
You're
right.
absolutely
And
right.
that goes both way. That goes both ways in 360 degrees of what that is and what that means.
Hey, yo, before we move on, I like to say the same thing that you just said. A person's feelings can be valid, but it doesn't mean that it's right or it's true. And that's in the case with me. Whatever I'm thinking or feeling may be valid, but it doesn't mean that it's true. So shout out to Vlad once again. Shout out to Mopreme. Shout out to King Tut on that. Thank you.